There we go. There we go. Well, we're super hot on the mic. Super hot on the mic. Wow. Happy Saturday, friends. How are we doing? Let's do that one more time. Let's do that one more time. Happy to be with y'all today. Happy Saturday on this, it's like a gloomy, sort of, I don't know, cool, cloudy. It's just a weird day today. I'm super excited to be with you. My name is Corey Weathers. I'm super excited to be with you. I know I sound super down, so super excited and sounding super down is not quite the same, but I'm happy to be with you. I'm rocking my All Things Open hat. Shout out to the folks at All Things Open. Amazing folks. They do some fantastic work. Yeah. We've been hanging every Saturday, just doing some fun stuff together. I live stream because I want to connect with developers who are just doing amazing things. Some folks come hang out with us. Some folks send me notes during the week. Some folks come say hi. We just have a good time together. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to hang with y'all. Yeah. Now we had an interesting start to the morning this morning. One of my kids had a sleepover last night, so I just went, picked them up. We've just gotten back. I think I've got everything for the stream set. I think we're off to the right start this morning. So that feels good. It's also been a really busy week. We've had, let me think about this. There were a number of layoffs announced at a number of different companies. I know a number of folks know about what's happened at Microsoft. And I had a number of friends impacted, so I've been checking in on folks throughout the week. We've also had a number of folks reach out about all things streaming. Some folks have asked some questions, have tried to figure out where they could find streams. For those who don't know, I don't have it. So in the bottom left corner, right? I don't have the YouTube set, but I'm streaming on all things Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube now, all under Corey L. Weathers. And so we will get that set up so that folks can go find older streams just there on the YouTube channel, yeah? And then the other side to this is I'm actually headed on a trip. So I'm headed right out of town shortly after today's stream. We've got some stuff to do around the house, but then I'm headed to go hang out with my team at work. We're doing a team offsite. So I'm with you all for I don't know. I'm going to stop using that crutch phrase, but I'm with you all for, I believe, the next hour or so. We'll see how much stuff we can get into. We'll see how much stuff we can get done. We're gonna spend some time today talking about what I broke last week, because that's always fun. We're also gonna spend some time today unpacking some of the latest changes into the latest release of the .NET 10 preview, which I'm really excited about. I was reading about it this week. What else are we gonna do today? There's a couple of things I had set for today. I can't remember everything because I'm frantic. I just came back from doing the kid run, so forgive me. But I appreciate y'all being patient with me. And with that, let me just say hi to our friends in chat. Our friend Emmett is here. It's good to see you, Emmett. It's great to see you. Emmett, I had the chance to meet through the Coder Dads community. Shout out to all of our fellow Coder Dads. Always really good to see folks who are just doing amazing things and supporting one another. And the power of community. Let me just say, the power of community. I was on a call last night and we were talking about what a stressful time it is to be in the industry, because working in the tech industry, you really do sort of end up in these spots where jobs are pretty tenuous right now. It's really hard to feel safe, secure, sort of knowing that, you're doing the work that you should be doing and it protects you from being laid off. And so there are a number of folks asking, how do you weather the storm? And I said, I, with a number of others, have all sort of talked about the power of checking in with yourself, checking in with those around you, making sure that, you're not sort of being too reclusive, but also processing what you're doing, and doing that through the power of community. I think it's fantastic. So shout out to the folks who are managing communities. Y'all are the heroes. Y'all are doing amazing work. Emmett's asked where I'm headed. So my team is gathering. We don't get the chance to gather often for offsites, but we're gathering next week in San Francisco. So I'm headed up north first. I'm headed to in New York first because I have some stuff I have to take care of on Monday. And then I'm on a flight right out from there to San Francisco. There, myself and a number of the other leaders of our team will be leading our team offsite. And then I'll be back, I think, on Friday. And then I'm pretty sure we're lighting this thing back up next week, which I'm going to cheer for because we've been trying to make sure we keep a consistent schedule. It's been very tricky. So we're going to cheer for that. But I'm excited. My entire team is coming from around the world. And when I say entire, like my team is coming from around the world because my team is based all over the world. But then my peers as well, like the entire org is coming together. It's been a long time, I think. I don't even think this entire org has gotten together. So I'm very excited to see folks. We've done a lot of planning. We've done a lot of forethought into all of what's going to happen this week. I'm very excited to see how this lands. But yeah, what else was I going to say? I was going to say something else about this. I can't remember. I'm telling you, my memory is like terrible. You almost think I need to go like take some ginkgo biloba or something. Emmett says, yeah, I appreciate that you don't 100% know if you'll be back on Friday. Yeah, the thing is, so there's a thing. So one of my relatives is having a party next weekend that is not close by my house. So I may actually try to change my flight so I can go to the party. I haven't decided yet. This is what makes it a bit tricky. The timing is just kind of off. So I'm trying to see, I do want to be there. We're gathering to celebrate that one of my relatives has graduated from high school, which trumpets for that, right? Do that one more time, trumpets for that. Yeah. So we're gathering to celebrate that. What an achievement. And they are, sort of off to the races for the next step in their lives. But I don't know. I just got word of the party. I don't know if I can make the travel accommodations work. So we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. Our friend Emmett says they recorded an episode on Free Code Camp a couple weeks ago. Did you? Hey, Emmett, if you've got the link, drop it in chat. I'd love to make sure we share that. I think that's fantastic. And by the way, let's clap and cheer. And let's say, if you're watching and you're just sort of lurking, if you've got a win of the week, don't hesitate to drop those wins here in chat. We love celebrating when folks are doing amazing things. And I love doing things that help to bring you all into the stream. Yeah. So yeah, I'm also a little nasal. If I sound like I'm a little nasal today, and the rain is like messing things up. My basement flooded. We got issues today. So just bear with me, friends. Okay. I really appreciate your patience. My God. Okay. Let me move my phone and let's talk shop. So 3 things. I'm going to get in trouble. So let me pay some bills first. Okay. 1, those who don't know me, I have the privilege of working for Okta. I support one of our DevRel teams for all things Auth0. Shout out to the amazing folks at Auth0. And as a part of this, I would be, I don't stream for work. Okay, let's be really clear. I do not stream for work, but the folks at my job would have a really strong opinion if I did not share that we're doing a thing. So let me drop the link to this just here in chat, which I've just done. We are hosting on June 18th. And let me make sure I got the date right because okay, so I did get the date right. On June 18th, we are hosting Auth0's own Developer Day, which I'm very excited for. Yeah. Get the horns going. Yeah. I'm very excited for that. So on June 18th, it's a free event. It's going to be available on developerday.com. will be all over the web, but it starts. Let me see. You know what? Let me just do a thing. Hold on. Because I'm going to do this and then I'm going to like mess it up. So let me just do the thing. So let me come here and let's go here and let's go there and then let's go there. Okay. So Developer Day. There we go. Developer Day is coming on June 18th. We're going to be talking a lot about auth for AI agents. And the thing is, no one's talking about this, right? Like, I'm very excited for Developer Day because no one is talking about this. Everyone keeps saying it's a problem. We have to solve the auth problem. We have to solve the auth problem. And you're right, we do. But guess what? We've been working on it at Auth0, and I'm very excited to share a little bit of what we've been doing. So 31 days, 18 hours, 47 minutes, 50, 40, 40, 47, the seconds keep going, right? So make sure y'all come on and RSVP, okay? The other thing, we've got the agenda set and you'll see. Okay, so it starts at 12:15 Eastern. That's 9:15 Pacific. I have no idea what time that is in British summertime because we're in British summertime now. But we'll have a ton of sessions where we're kicking things off with the keynote. Then we're going to be talking about different things around how we make this real. Human in the loop. What does human in the loop even mean? People hear human in the loop. They're like, what does that even mean? If you're not connected to AI, you have no idea. Abhishek's going to come on and talk a little bit about that. We're going to be talking about how kids are shaping this and what are we doing to protect kids in this world. We've got a workshop here, right, where folks can learn to build their own auth for their Gen AI assistants, right? So much more. It's going to be a great day. There's going to be hands-on code. There are going to be samples for folks to download. I am excited. Let's just go on ahead and clap and cheer. Make sure you RSVP June 18th, okay? Okay? Developerday.com. Okay, I did that part. What else do I need to do? So, what was I going to tell you? I can't remember. Now we're going to go write some code. Let me explain the code that we're writing, and it'll all make sense. We've been gathering here. That was the first bill. What's the second sort of bill I got to pay? We've been gathering here every week, roughly, since January, just to write code together. I've had a number of different ideas that I've been working on, and one of them was to take, to try to use vibe coding to build a fractions app for my kids, because my kids are learning with fractions, but they have no idea of like what they're doing. So I was like, oh, what if we used like Cursor or something and did like a gamified way to build this? And it was quite an interesting experience. So I'm going to spend some time catching folks up because we were building this with .NET. I did this last week where we had everything sort of set up and then all of a sudden I broke things and it was really bad. And it was so bad. Like we ended the stream and I was like, oh, I gotta fix this. So I'm gonna show you how I fixed what I broke and I'm gonna explain to you what I broke. Then I'm gonna get you caught up on what the structure of our application is. There are some changes I was trying to make during the week. I'm very sure I didn't finish them, but there were more changes I was trying to do as well throughout the week that we need to sort of get caught up on. And then we're just gonna see how far we go. We're just gonna see how far we go. We'll be done. It's 15 minutes after the hour. We'll be done probably around the top of the next hour. I do still have to go and take care of shutting down the house before I get on the road. So there's a bunch of stuff I have to get to, but I wanted to take a little bit of time to write some code. Y'all let me know, is the music too loud? If it's not, if it is, we'll take it down a little bit as we transition to code. The other thing is, so one of my kids was like, Dad, you should turn your hat backwards when you actually do work. I don't believe in this, but I'm gonna try this and see. So this is my visual way of folks knowing that I'm doing work, okay? We turn the hat backwards. We're now getting serious. Let's see if we actually get some code written. Okay, so let me head over to chat. What you're looking at. What are you looking at? I'm sorry, now I'm looking at code. Okay, so here's what you should see. This is our fractions app, and you can tell just by the great naming, fractions app. Okay. Then in our fractions app, we have a number of projects. Now it's written with .NET. The intention is that this is an application that will legitimately allow us to do a couple of things. One, just learn about how to use fractions. Two, be available across how to do math with fractions. Two, be available across multiple platforms. Three, be something where we can take advantage of some of the latest technologies. It'll help give me a chance to learn because I haven't been writing as much code. Four, potentially try to get this thing deployed, right? And just see like if it picks up some traction. So it's May. I've set a deadline for myself. I want to try to finish this app actually by like July. Okay? Like in my mind, if I can get it done by July, we can probably just put it out there in time for the start of school, right? And then it's just there for the start of the next school year roundabout. Some folks go back to school in August. Some folks around where I live, they go back to school in September. So, but this is our fractions app. It's built in .NET. There's a number of different things I was doing. And so with this, it's also hosted on Aspire. Now, I have not, or orchestrated by Aspire. Now, I've not tried to run this thing, okay? I have no idea if it actually runs right now because I broke a bunch of stuff last week. And let me tell you what I broke. If you were with us last week, you're probably like, wait, what? What happened? So I was moving projects around. We have a database here to save our fractions and the problem set and all the things. I was moving stuff around so that way I can make it really clean. And what I was doing was anything that was for our database, right? Like anything to set up the database and do all the work of structuring tables and all of that, I moved that into one project called data migrations. Then anything used to to take care of like running the migrations and making sure that we have the right models and all that stuff in place, I put that in this project here, migration service, right? And so as I was restructuring this project, I was trying to get everything updated. In .NET, they have solutions. You can add stuff to a solution. You don't need a solution, but it is a really nice way to organize your projects. So I was adding stuff to the solution and I broke a bunch of stuff. I mean, broke a bunch of stuff. So this is a solution file. You probably, if you've never done anything with .NET, this will make no sense to you. But if you have been in .NET, this will make a lot of sense because this will feel familiar. So let me tell you what I did really quickly, because then you're going to be like, well, duh, this just makes sense. So every project has its own unique ID. Okay. Think of a solution as having one ID, right? So it's one, almost like a folder. It has that one thing, but then it contains a number of projects, and each project has its own ID. Well, here's what I did not do. I set that up. That was fine. We had migration service, migrations, it's all there. Fantastic. Then there's this section, which helps to tell you like how to build and run this thing. I did not set the project up here. So last week, I know, okay. So last week, right? I was in here and I was like, okay, let me just see, like, why is this not working? The editor was freezing, Visual Studio was freezing. I came in and I looked through the file after I got off stream and I was like, well, Corey, you didn't set this up. So once I fixed this, now you see everything's working again and we're all there. Where's my trumpet? I was so pissed off when I figured this out after the stream. So if there's a lesson to be learned, if you're a .NET developer, right? If you're a .NET developer and you're building with all things solutions and projects, the lesson really to be learned, don't edit the solution file, okay? That's the lesson to be learned. Don't edit the solution file. Good God. But nevertheless, we got that going. So now, where was I at? I was in the middle of moving things from this migrations project over into this migration service. And what I want to do is just show you, what are migrations? Just so folks understand. Migrations are a way for us to build and communicate with our database using something called object relational mapping. I won't get too deep into what that is. I'll just say anytime you have a table in your database, you want something in your code base that can then talk to the table and represent it and make sure you can get data back from the database, so on and so forth. And so the way that we do this, the technology that we use is called Entity Framework. The Entity Framework is the thing that really ties a lot of this together. Sorry, there's something in my eye. But the way that Entity Framework works is it uses migrations. And so every time you need to make a change to the database, you run a migration and it moves a bunch of things around, okay? So I was in the process of getting all of this run or getting this all set up, and I didn't finish. So that's what I want to work on today, because I do want to get this running and going. I don't think we'll get it all done today, but I do think we'll make progress. So yeah, the other bit too is you'll probably see this. Look at this. Look at this real quick. So we're now looking at the number of changes in this repo. I have a lot of changes. I'm actually surprised it's not loading. There's a lot of changes that I made. And you'll see, like, I sort of was like, yeah, this is just gonna be what this is. Once we get this done, we're gonna get it all pushed in. I'm surprised Get's not working. Hold on. Yeah, see, so I just ran a get status on the bottom, right? And if I just zoom in there, let me zoom in real quick. Okay, don't do that. But you can see, look at all of these changes. You can literally see it. Let me just pull this up. You can literally see it. I made all of these changes. All of these changes. So there's a lot going on to make this work. That's why I do really want to get this running, so that way I can sort of take a step away. So that being said, I'm going to close that out. On the right here, we have, y'all can't see it because of the big Corey codes just up on the back, but on the right here, we have GitHub Copilot. And GitHub Copilot, if I move my face out of the way, okay, hold on. Let me move my face. Okay, so just back here is where I can interact with Copilot. And I do have agent mode set up. So if I wanted to, I could get in here and change this so that it does things on my behalf. I don't want it to do that. I actually do want to keep it on the ask mode. And the reason why is because with the ask mode, ask will help me. If I do agent, it'll probably help try to solve the problems for me. I don't want it to do that. I'm realizing that with these types of tools, I actually prefer that it include me. So that it give me the room to like ask questions so I can like write my own code. So we're gonna use some Copilot in this. We're not gonna use a lot. We are gonna use some, and I'd be curious to see just how this goes. Okay. All right. So let me now get into the code because I've made a lot of changes. Let me close all the things. We have 35 minutes. Let's just go see if it builds. I can't remember where I left off at, so we're just gonna go see if it builds. I'm gonna close all of these other ones and let me come to .NET. No. Let me CD into Fractions app. Oh wait, I don't think y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? Let me bump up the zoom. Okay, there we go. Fractions app / app host / fractions app / app. Wait, what? Oh, because I can't spell. / app host. No, not API. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Okay, there we go. And then .NET build. I just want to see if it's going to build. I think it's going to break. The reason why I'm building the app host is that's the thing that runs everything because I'm using .NET Aspire. So let's see. Okay, so the Maui project is busted. Yeah, the Maui project is quite busted. It's not busted, but there's a number of warnings showing up there. Okay, good. And then something else is busted. Okay, so this is probably... I mean, look at these errors. They're just super loud. Okay, so there's 74 errors. All right, let's go tackle this. So... Let me see. Let's go scroll up. Okay, so the API is busted. The API is used for the front end application, so they'll talk to that API almost like a backend for front end, and then it'll go do a bunch of work on their behalf. That's busted because of data namespacing. Let's go find out. If I go to API problem set controller, tell me what's missing. Huh? I see no squigglies. Well, that's weird. Wait, let me go back to that error message. The type or namespace data does not exist. Are you missing an assembly reference? What? Oh, I moved this. Fractionsapp.data.interfaces. Hold on. I moved the interfaces. I'm very sure I did. I moved them to the migration service. Yep. But they're right there. So I wonder if the issue is that this didn't build. So let me come here. Let's go CLS, because most of these look like they're because of that. Let's cd dot dot. Let's cd into dot/fractions app.data.migrations service. Okay, good. Let's do a .NET build in here. We're going to try to build just this one project. This is where things broke. Okay. Repositories. Okay. So this is because I didn't finish migration things. So let's go fix that. Let's go to migration service, repositories, fractions.data. No, service collection extensions. This is so weird. I'm not seeing any squigglies in here whatsoever. It's on line 2 where they're talking about fractions.data.repositories. If I come in here, we have migrations.repositories. So, okay, so my is busted. My the code editor is not picking up I may have to close Visual Studio Code and reopen it. And then context. So what? Problem set repository, line 1. Oh yeah, I was expecting this to break. So we have a fractions DB context there. Yep. And then migrations. Yep. This I expected to break because I copied this over. So I stole this context from the API as I was moving stuff and trying to pull it into one. So let's go data.migrations.context. So now this is all in one namespace. And then we have this one, fractions, data, migrations, context. Okay, that's fine. Then let's go to user progress repository. And in the user progress repository, On line 1 at character 25, it's the same thing. Migrations, copy. I should do like a find and replace, but I have a feeling that it's not going to work well. I'm pretty sure of it. So let me go into the models. Wait a minute. Where is this? Migration service interfaces. User progress. Okay, first of all, let's fix this. Migrations. Then, where's models? Where did I put models? I have no idea. Now I gotta do a find and replace. Namespace, fractions app, dot share, dot models. And then can I change this to be, nope. Okay, hold on. Would it be models? No, that's model snapshot. Could it be namespace? Let's see. I don't know if the code editor is working really well. I think there's some things that are busted today. Let me see if I can go to definition. Yeah, something's going on. Something's going on. I can see it too in the bottom right corner behind my face. Look. If I move my face away, the C# thing was spinning for a good while there. It looks like it just doesn't even have the context for my project there. So let me do this. Let me close this out and reopen it, because I don't want this to become a pain. And then what I do want to do is I want to, if this for some reason doesn't work, we'll go to Visual Studio. No, I didn't want cursor. I wanted code. Where's Visual Studio Code? Oh God, my computer. Hold on, friends. Visual Studio Code. Sometimes my, is terrible. Sorry, I didn't mean to sniff in the mic. Okay, let me wait for this to load up first. It's activating extensions, which I do need it to do. And then once it does that, let's wait for the C# extension to come up. The C# dev kit. And then, okay, so now let me see if I come here and I hit, whoa, that's not what I expected. Is everything okay? Like, what is happening today? Oh, I don't see solution. I bet you the C# dev kit is cutting up. I'm pretty sure that's gotta be what this is. So I think I'm gonna switch to Visual Studio, because this is gonna get in the way of me actually getting work done. Yeah, hold on. Let me switch to Visual Studio, friends. Give me 1 second. And in the meantime, let's give a nice, warm, hearty welcome to our friend Janisku. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I meant to do something else. Sorry, 1 second. I have a presentation mode of Visual Studio that I prefer to use while I'm streaming. And the reason why is because it makes everything bigger. It's only the reason why. It makes everything bigger. You know what I'm clicking on and all these other things. So I just opened it. Here it goes. Okay, open the project. Let's go to the D drive. Let's go hit some code. Proof of concept. Fractions app. Fractions app solution. Go. Okay. Let me move this over. Move that there. Yeah, see, it just makes everything bigger. Okay. Now, I'm going to come here. I'm going to build that. I was hoping that the build output would be bigger too. What happened there? Okay, here we go. So let me come here. Okay, so that built. So why did it not build just now when I was in Visual Studio Code? Let's go find out together. I'm watching the build output. And I know that's okay. Here we go. Now we're starting to run into the errors. That's what I wanted. Okay. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 ba. That's why. Okay, so we'll fix that. Let me check the other ones. I don't know why that was internal, but that was breaking a bunch of things. That broke a lot of things, actually. That one line change fixed a number of things. Okay, here we go. Now we gotta fix, migrations. In fact, can I just do, and then let me come down here, right? And then let's go. Let me do it that way. And then let me come in here. This is a migration. I'm not going to touch this yet. I'm not going to touch that yet either. Fractions app.shared.models. That's fine. Fractions app.data.migrations.interfaces. User repository. DB context. Okay, where is this file? This is an API. This I have to fix. So this is the API trying to access things, but I wanted to go through the migration service. So I have to fix that separately. That's an architecture problem. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Now I can fix this. So let me come in here. Let me go in there. Let's go to right there. This does not need to be here because I have to move it. So I need to take this and move it down. This folder already changed it. No, cancel that. Wait, I don't see an initializers folder. Hidden files. Where are you? Collapse all. Nest. You know what? Let me look at the folder. Oh, it does have an initializers. Oh, there's nothing in there. Okay, that's fine. Then I can take this and move this here. Yes. And then if I come here and I go here. Okay, that's right. And then where's the fractions DB context? That should be here. Yep. Yep. And then this needs a reference. So, not there. Let's add a project reference to migration service. That's how that fixes that, right? Then I can take this and delete that. Come in here, go here, here, and then here, I need to add the right context because it's using the wrong namespace. I was going to say Microsoft. Okay, then I need to fix that. Let's take that out. The DB context is where it's in there. So let me go back. I also have to update all of the things in the migration service. Yay for the joy. Okay, I'm not going to touch this. So why do I have SQLite in here? I have SQLite in here because there's a version of this that's going to get deployed on mobile. When that version gets deployed on mobile, it's going to need a small local database to do some things on the device before it then pushes it to like the actual API. So I'm going to keep SQLite in there. I'm not going to touch it. And what I can see is that it looks like this builds. So let me just come here and build this. We got about 10 minutes left before we wrap this up. Oh, I broke something. What did I break? What is happening? Why is it? Okay, so look at this, y'all. I don't know if it's me, but look. So this says the thing failed, but I come into the error list and I see nothing. I don't know what's going on that I'm not seeing anything. Something's busted. Maybe it's on my machine, but something's busted because the build is not syncing correctly. This is very weird. Okay. Migration service repositories, user progress repository. Line 2, 25. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so now if I come in here, let's just build that. Okay, see now that worked. I have no idea what the hell's going on. It's driving me mad. I hate when this happens. Okay, so migration service still isn't building. Let me see what the errors say. Is it all? Yeah, that's weird. So I have to build migrations to get the migration service errors. It's so bizarre. Oh, you know what? Look, y'all can't see it, but maybe it's because there's an update available. Maybe I need to just install the update. I am using a preview version after all. The type or namespace name I problem set repository could not be found. That's why. Data migrations. Dot interfaces. Yep. Okay. So now if I build this, let's see what happens. Yep. This is what happens when you move things around. You gotta make sure you fix all of this. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. These are the ugly, hairy problems. Build started. Build started. I got high hopes, y'all. No errors so far. Oh, dang. Build failed. But the thing is, the error list isn't updating. So I don't know what's happening there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to fix this. So there's a thing I'm going to take advantage of. There's a thing. So this file holds extension methods, right? In the latest version of .NET 10, look, now it updated. What the? Like, why'd you just update right now? God, Jesus. Let me show y'all something real quick. In the latest version of .NET 10, there's an update to the C# language. .NET 10 preview. I think it's 4? Yeah, I think it's 4. It just came out. I just saw it. There's an update in C# for how you do extension methods. I saw it. Oh, God, where did I see it? Let me see. Let me go back to Bing. Let's go C# 10, .NET 10 extension keyword. I'm gonna update this to use that. This is interesting. I'm in shock. I mean, this isn't exactly right, but it's close. Okay, so this isn't exactly right, but it's close. I think it's in C# 14. Let me see. .NET 10. .NET 10 preview 3. Because I just saw this like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Let me see if it'll load. In the meantime, let me also load this in Brave. Okay. Yep. They look, Brave was faster. Where was it? Where was it? C#. What's new in C#? There it goes. New extension blocks. Let me go hit this. I want to show this to y'all. This is actually really cool. Here we go. So when you want to add an extension to specific type, all right, or a specific class, C# 14 has this new syntax where you still got to put it in a static class, but then you just call it an extension block with the source name, right? And then you put the specific thing that you're extending. And then here you can add anything you want, whether it's a property, an indexer, or a method, but you can put it all in the extension block. So I'm going to update this to use extension blocks. But that doesn't fix a lot of this. So let's go find out why this is broken. The fraction model doesn't contain. Oh no, I know what happened. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I wrote and stashed a bunch of code. I won't have time to do it. Let me see. Yeah, I wrote and stashed a bunch of code. Let me see if the stash is, if it's here. Nope. Oh, crap. Let me tell y'all what happened, okay? I wrote and stashed a bunch of code last week. At some point during the week, I unstashed it, right? So stash it is like, look, take all of this code you have right now, put it in a box, move it to the side. I unstashed it. So I took everything out the box. I started updating that code. I never checked it in. And I made a bunch of changes. Oh, God. Don't do like me. Write code and check in often. Check in often and check in regularly. Yeah. Let me do something. Public. Too bad I can't type. I literally cannot type. Get set. I'm so upset with myself. And we only have a couple minutes, so I gotta hurry up. I'm so mad. So mad. Jesus. Okay. Shared build, fractions, context. Oh, okay, hold on. Using fractions app dot data dot migrations dot context. Save that. Because that's where that goes. And I'm pretty sure it's contexts. No, it's context. Okay, one more time. Build it. I just want to see if I can get this to build. If I can get this to build, then we're making good progress. Okay, here we go. Wait, what? Warning, error. User progress model does not contain a definition for ID. User progress model. does not contain a definition for ID. Public good ID. Get set. Save that. Then it doesn't contain a definition for activity type. I'm just gonna make activity type a string. Get set. I gotta fix all of these. And then repository model, you can't do this. Why is this a string? Okay, fine, I'll just make it a string. Just to get it building. And then I'll go back and fix it. Okay, so now Control Shift B. Here, Control Shift B. Oh, it's building the whole solution. No, I don't want it to do that. Especially because we only have 3 minutes. Because this is not gonna work. I wanna make sure migrations works. And if migrations works, then we can press pause. Okay. Yeah, see, I knew that wasn't gonna work. So let me come here, let me do that. Okay, migration service works. Migrations does not. Why? Well, you're in the wrong namespace, first of all. And then let's come here. .data.migrations.context. Okay, so this is all in these. So let's take that out. And then let's go using fractions app data migrations contexts. I'm almost done, y'all. Almost done. I'm gonna have to rebuild these anyway, but that's okay. Because for now, I can at least get this in here. Get it building, and then I'll make sure it gets checked in. Okay, good. So then let me come here and then go build again. This is our last build. Oh, so close, so close, so close. Yep, super close. Let's get rid of that. I thought I fixed that. Okay. Let's do this one more time. Last build. Last build, last build, last build. Successful. Come on, give me successful. Build started. Get out the way. Build started. Build failed. No, what? I fixed that. What the hell is going on? I gotta run the migrations again, so I'm not worried too much about it, but finally, we got a successful build. Yay! Right at the end of the stream. Fantastic. All right, so we finally have successful builds. Now, I do need to run these migrations. I'm not gonna do them right now because I have to go. So here's where I'm leaving off. And this is more for my benefit because I'm gonna come back and try to fix this in the middle of the week. So yeah, here's where we left off. We got the migrations separated. So the migrations now live in a migrations project, and the thing to run the migrations lives in the migration service project. So migration service has all of the things needed to represent the database, to connect with the database, to have repositories connecting to and from the database, right? So it's a service, proper service. Then our migrations are set up in a separate project, so that way any main changes we make will then just be stored in this DLL, but they can be used. So I love that. Now what I want to do is check all of this in, and then after this we gotta go. So let me just stage a bunch of changes. Let me see what's staged. So let me unstage a bunch of things. And then I'm going to stage this. And then I'm going to go. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, because I don't have time. I'm very impatient today. Oh, look, they can't even start because of a timeout. It's a sign from the Lord. It is truly a sign from the Lord. Okay, so let me do this real quick. Let me just change to the chatting screen. Let's turn the hat around. We had a good day today. Let me clap and cheer. It was a really good day. Something's up with my machine. I'm pretty sure of it. The IDE crapped out, code crapped out. Like something's up on my machine. I don't know what it is, but something's up. I'm going to be on the road anyway this week, so I'll have to fix it next week when I come back. In the meantime, we'll get this checked in to GitHub. I'm going to keep working at it. I'm going to share some updates during the week. And what? I really appreciate y'all. Y'all have been a fun bunch to come hang with me today, so thank you. Yeah, it warms my heart. Listen, we'll be back. More than likely, if I'm home on Friday, we'll be back next Saturday, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern, here on Twitch, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. Listen, it is your boy Corey L. Weathers saying, peace, friends. Have a fantastic weekend. Have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Ciao, friends.